Just as Cornell Cooperative Extension has a plan of work that we report against annually, associations and regional teams are expected to do the same. A plan of work encourages intentional planning practice that will give your staff time to consider what activities and events to support in order to reach your intended outcomes. So just as a refresher, the statewide plans of work that you are connecting your local programs to include ag and food systems, climate change, environment, natural resources, and sustainable energy, nutrition, food safety and security, and obesity prevention, 4-H youth development, children, youth, and families, and community and economic vitality. So this is a visual that I like to use to just help you think about the work that you're doing. Your local plans of work really should fit within, nest within the statewide plan of work. And the staff within your association that are working in a particular program area, their activities and events should fit within or nest within your local plan around those programs. So, just a reminder that everything that we should do, everything we do should be on task with being on mission, vision, and values with our systematic approach. Okay, so with that, I'm going to take a moment and hop on out to the business systems and we'll take a look at this directly. There's some tools in here now that will help you to develop your local plans of work and help you to plan forward, I think, in a pretty succinct way. So here's a business systems, apps.cce.cornell.edu. Click on the green button to show the program applications and then click on PDR, program development and reporting application. Everything you need within this app to manage your data and to plan ahead is in this first drop down that says manage. So for our purposes, for this tutorial, we're going to click on programs. And what this will do when you click on programs is list all of the programs that your association has identified or your regional team has identified as your priority programs, the programs that you're planning for, the programs that you're reporting against. One of the things, typical practice in creating a plan is to reflect on successes of previous years. So we've done something in this last year to help facilitate that process. There's now a report within the program development and reporting tool, and this report pulls data from the most current year to show you how your program did. What did you report against? The report is shown in a typical plan of work template, and it includes spaces for you to complete the areas that are not data driven, like your evaluation. The evaluation is not data driven, but you are asked to complete that section while you're writing a local plan of work. So it gives you an opportunity to create content where the data is, and let's just take a look and see what that looks like. Okay, so I have one of these open. This is an ag program. I think it's pretty represents a lot of the programs that you might typically see. So when I clicked on plan of work in the reporting site, what it did was it pulled the data for this county's ag program, and if there was content in the reporting system around the situation or the need or the broad program goals from last year, it would have filled those in. Those are non-mandatory areas anyway, but if you keep them in, that information in the reporting system, it will just kind of help you to be consistent and have it in one place. All right. So typical plan of work template includes things like objectives. What are the outcomes that you're really hoping to achieve? And so for that purpose, we have pulled in directly the outcomes from last year's plan of work and report for this particular association. So the intent is that this gives you a quick visual. If reporting is done in a conscientious fashion, then you have a good indication of where your results were. So a quick glance at this, it looks like applying knowledge and skills to strengthen existing business operations was a big one, and we also saw some positives in adopting innovations in food enterprises. production, allied services, processing, distribution. Okay, so maybe those are the goals, the objectives that you're shooting for in this next year. Maybe you want to broaden that a little bit. Maybe your goals are outside of our statewide plan of work objectives, but this is a start anyway. Okay, and here's another big one. Producers modifying existing business practices to adopt new best production practices. So this association did was a lot of their work related to that. Okay, a local plan of work template also asks you, how do you intend to grow your program? So what kind of indirect numbers are you shooting for? What kind of media are you intending to use in order to reach the audience that you really want to reach? So from the report from last year, you get a quick glance of the race, gender, and ethnicity breakdown and the indirect number. So what's the total number that you reached by media? Not a lot of qualitative information there, but a start. Okay, so if you were looking at your program, you know that you wanted to reach a more diverse audience. This would give you a look back to see how you did last year, and then to consider, what do you want to do, what do you want to focus on in the year forward. And that indirects will help you to know, if you can write about, think about, plan for how you're going to reach those new audiences. Okay, so these grayed out areas are really intended to just help you to write and think forward. They're not really intended to stay there, so that's what the directions say too. You can just take that, this is a Word document, and get rid of it and write your, whatever it is, whatever statement that you're going to write about this. These local plans of work don't get saved back in the reporting system. They are yours. They're to help you plan and move forward. So the next question on the draft plan of work, or the plan of work template, is how do you intend to, what's your educational strategy and delivery? So again, a look back will show you what kind of activities happened within your association in the last year. What was, and you can, a quick look through will give you an idea of what times of the year were the busiest, what size audience did you reach on a regular basis, what was successful, what you want to drop moving forward, so that making space and room for some new program initiative, etc., etc. So this look back of with some details on the types of activities and events that you did is really can really be helpful as you're planning forward. So the plan of work template also asks, where is your program in its life cycle? Is it a brand new program? Is it something that's been the bread and butter of your association for 100 years? Doesn't ask that, but is it established? Or is it a program that you're going to start to de-emphasize during the coming year because you have other things going on? And then it asks, what evaluation practices do you intend to employ? And oftentimes evaluation isn't done until the end of the program, right? So this is an opportunity to think about your program, think about your audience, and also consider, how are you going to get to the place where you can confidently say that you changed lives, grew audiences, grew the type of information that the audiences knew, and grew practices. All right, so there's a list of some common evaluation practices there, just intended to help you think about what you plan to put into place and how often. And then on a plan of work, there's a place for scale of effort. So place to list your educators and your FTEs. Again, that is intended to help you not to give adequate time and FTEs to the programs that are important to your association, so that that you don't overcommit your staff. All right, so I'm going to go back to we'll go back to our slides here for just a second. Forwarding to a couple of links. Links for more information on all of this can be found on the staff site. Just a reminder, staff site requires a VPN to get there from off campus. The CCE Org Devs pages from the staff site have a lot of content about both reporting and planning, and the Business Systems Launchpad URL is there as well. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Hopefully this was helpful. Thanks so much.